welcome to Book Chat. My name is Leslie and I'm the Reading Safari and Stream Coordinator for Monterey County Free Libraries. Today for our Book Chat, I have this book, A Tale for the Time Being by Ruth Ozeik. This book is a novel. It is told, well, it's two stories that end up converging. And I'm going to read the back to you because the back gives a really good summation of the book. So here's what it says. On a remote island in the Pacific Northwest, a Hello Kitty lunchbox washes up on the beach. Tucked inside is the diary of a 16-year-old Japanese girl named Nao Yasutani. Ruth, a writer who finds the lunchbox, suspects that it is debris from Japan's 2011 tsunami. Once she begins to read the diary, Ruth quickly finds herself drawn into the mystery of Nao's fate. Meanwhile, in Tokyo, Nao, uprooted from her home in the U.S., bullied at school, and watching her parents spiral deeper in disaster, has decided to end her life. But first, she wants to recount the story of her great-grandmother, a 104-year-old Zen Buddhist nun, in the pages of her secret diary. So that's kind of what that is what the story is about. Despite that, and you know, she talks about how Nao has decided to end her life. I did not expect this book to be as dark as it is. It definitely is full of humor, but it is also full of some really, really hard things to read about. And, but I thought it was an incredibly, incredibly powerful story of two people whose lives, you know, are just kind of like this. And then as the story goes on, they just like this, and this until they kind of meet, which I find those types of stories extremely satisfying. This book was published, I believe, in 2013, and it was a finalist, I believe, for the Man Booker Prize. It is a pretty long story. It's 422 pages long. So, you know, it can take a good chunk of time. The first time I ever read this book was actually through audiobook. So technically I didn't read it, but the audiobook is, fantastic because Ruth Ozeik, the author herself, is the one who's reading it, and she does a great job. So what I wanted to do was read a little excerpt from just the first page of the book. I'm going to skip some, that way it doesn't take up so much time, but hopefully you'll get the gist of it. So this says, "Hi, my name is Nao, and I am a time being. Do you know what a time being is? Well, if you give me a moment, I will tell you. A time being is someone who lives in time, and that means you and me and every one of us who is or was or ever will be. As for me, right now I am sitting in a French-made cafe in Akiba electricity town, listening to a sad chanson who is playing sometime in your past, which is also my present, writing this and wondering about you somewhere in my future. And if you're reading this, then maybe by now you're wondering about me too. You wonder about me. I wonder about you. Who are you? And what are you doing? Are you curled up with your back turned coldly towards your snoring wife? Or are you eagerly waiting for your beautiful lover to finish his bath so you can make passionate love to him? Do you have a cat, and is she sitting on your lap? Does her forehead smell like cedar trees and fresh sweet air? Actually, it doesn't matter very much, because by the time you read this, everything will be different, and you will be nowhere in particular, flipping idly through the pages of this book, which happens to be the diary of my last days on earth, wondering if you should keep on reading." So you should definitely keep on reading this book. It's a masterpiece. I love it so much. I highly recommend it, with the warning that it has some very, very dark subject matter, but it is so worth the read. Thank you so much for tuning into Book Chat this week, and I'll see you next time. All right, take care. Bye-bye.